The Shakespeare Liberation Front presents The Loudest Voice by Grace Paley.
There is a certain place where dumbwaiters boom, doors slam, dishes crash. Every window is a mother's mouth bidding the street shut up, go skate somewhere else, come home. My voice is the loudest. There, my own mother is still as full of breathing as me, and the grocer stands up to speak to her.
Mrs. Abramovitz, people should not be afraid of their children.
Mr. Bialik, if you say to her father, shush, they say in the grave it will be quiet.
From Coney Island to the cemetery, it's the same subway, it's the same fare.
That's what my papa has to say. I am right next to the pickle barrel. My pinky is making tiny whirlpools in the brine. I stop a moment to announce. Campbell's tomato soup, Campbell's vegetable beef soup, Campbell's scotch broth.
Be quiet! The labels are coming off.
Please, Shiley, be a little quiet.
In that place, the whole street groans. Be quiet, but steals from the happy chorus of my inside self not a tittle or a jot. There, too, but just around the corner, is a red brick building that has been old for many years. Every morning, the children stand before it in double lines, which must be straight. They are not insulted. They are waiting anyway. I am usually among them. I am, in fact, the first, since I begin with A. One cold morning, the monitor tapped me on the shoulder.
Go to room 409, Shirley Abramowitz.
I did as I was told. I went in a hurry up a down staircase to room 409, which contained 6th graders. I had to wait at the desk without wiggling until Mr. Hilton, their teacher, had time to speak.
Not invisible, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good. Now, class, let's open... Oh, Shirley.
Yes.
My, Shirley Abramowitz. They told me you had a particularly loud, clear voice and read with lots of expression. Could that be true?
Oh, yes.
In that case, don't be silly. I might very well be your teacher someday. Speak up, speak
yes!
up. More like it. Now, Shirley, can you put a ribbon in your hair or a bobby pin?
Yes!
Now, calm down. Children, not a sound. Open at page 39. Read till 52. When you're finished, start again. Now, Shirley, you know, I suppose, that Christmas is coming.
Uh-huh.
We are preparing a beautiful play. Most of the parts have been given out, but I still need a child with a strong voice, lots of stamina.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what stamina is?
Uh-huh.
You do. Smart kid. You know, I heard you read The Lord is My Shepherd in assembly yesterday. I was very impressed.
Uh-huh.
Now, Mrs. Jordan, your teacher, speaks highly of you.
Uh-huh.
Now, listen to me, Shirley Abramowitz. If you want to take the part and be in the play, repeat after me. I swear to work harder than I ever did before.
Oh, I swear. I kissed my pinky and looked at God.
That's an actor's life, my dear, like a soldier's. Never tardy or disobedient to his general, the director. Everything, absolutely everything, will depend on you.
That afternoon, all over the building, children scraped and scrubbed the turkeys and the sheaves of corn off the schoolroom windows. Goodbye, Thanksgiving. The next morning, a monitor brought red paper and green paper from the office. We made new shapes and hung them on the walls and glued them to the doors. The teachers became happier and happier. Their heads were ringing like the bells of childhood. My best friend Evie was prone to evil, but she did not get a single demerit for whispering. We learned deck the halls without an error. Miss Glacé, the student teacher, said,
"How wonderful! And to think some of you don't even speak the language.
We learned Holy Night and Hark the Herald Angels. They weren't ashamed, and we weren't embarrassed. Oh, but when my mother heard about it all...
Misha, you don't know what's going on there. Kramer is the head of the tickets committee.
Who? Kramer? Oh, yes, an active woman.
Active? Active has to have a reason. Listen, I'm surprised to see my neighbors making tra-la-la for Christmas.
You're in America, Clara. You wanted to come here. In Palestine, the Arabs would be eating you alive. Europe, you had pogroms. Argentina's full of Indians. Here, you got Christmas. Some joke, huh?
Very funny, Misha. What is becoming of you? If we came to a new country a long time ago to run away from tyrants, and instead we fall into a creeping pogrom, that our children learn a lot of lies, so what's the joke? Misha, your idealism is going away.
So is your sense of humor.
That I never had, but idealism you had a lot of.
I am the same Misha Abramovich. I didn't change an iota. You ask anyone.
Only ask me. I got the answer.
Meanwhile, the neighbors had to think of what to say, too.
You know, my boy, he's got a very important part.
Not my boy. I said to him
Yes,
no.
we heard.
The answer is no. When I say no, I mean no.
The rabbi's wife said,
Feh.
but no one listened to her. Under the narrow sky of God's great wisdom, she wore a strawberry blonde wig. Every day was noisy and full of experience. I was right-hand man. Mr. Hilton said,
Oh, how could I get along without you, Shirley? Your mother and father ought to get down on their knees every night and thank God for giving them a child like you. Lester, the star. Point to the star twice. Yes. Well, you are absolutely a pleasure to work with, my dear, dear child. No, Ira, not yet. Oh, for God's sake, where's the script? I lost the script.
Here it is, Mr. Hilton.
Ira. Oh, Shirley, I am just tired of screaming at those kids. Will you tell Ira Pushkov not to come in till Lester points to that star the second time?
Ira Pushkov? What's the matter with you? Dope? Mr. Hilton told you 5 times already. Don't come in till Lester points to that star the second time.
Clara, what does she do there till 6 o'clock? She can't even put the plates on the table.
Christmas.
Oh, Christmas. What's the harm? After all, history teaches everyone. We learn from reading this is a holiday from pagan times also, with candles and lights, even Hanukkah. So we learn it's not altogether Christian. So if they think it's a private holiday, they're only ignorant. What belongs to history belongs to all men.
Oh, please.
You want to go back to the Middle Ages? Is it better to shave your head with a second-hand razor? Does it hurt Shirley to learn to speak up? It does not. So maybe someday she won't live between the kitchen and the shop. She's not a fool.
I thank you, Papa, for your kindness. It is true about me to this day. I am foolish, but I am not a fool. That night, my father kissed me and said with great interest in my career,
Shirley, tomorrow's your big day. Congrats.
Save it.
Then my mother, may she rest in peace, shut all the windows in order to prevent tonsillitis. In the morning it snowed. On the street corner, a tree had been decorated for us by a kind city administration. In order to miss its chilly shadow, our neighbors walked 3 blocks east to buy a loaf of bread. The butcher pulled down black window shades to keep the colored lights from shining on his chickens. Oh, not me. On the way to school, with both my hands, I tossed it a kiss of tolerance. Poor thing, it was a stranger in Egypt. I walked straight into the auditorium, past the staring children.
Go ahead, Shirley.
Atta girl,
Mr.
Shirley.
Hilton, is there anything I can do?
Go see if Miss Glacé needs anything.
Lester, Meyer, where are your beards?
Miss Glacé? Miss Glacé!
Yes, what is it?
You forgot to put the star on its wire.
I did not. It's right. Oh. Well, would you get it for me, dear? Show off.
Parents began to arrive long before we were ready. They wanted to make a good impression. From among the yards of drapes, I peeked out at the audience. I saw my embarrassed mother.
Oy vey.
Does everyone have their costumes on? All right.
Jackie Sauerfeld, the prettiest boy in first grade, parted the curtains with his skinny elbow and in a high voice sang out,
Parents, dear, we are here to make a Christmas play in time. It we give in narrative and illustrate with pantomime.
He disappeared. My voice burst immediately from the wings, to the great shock of Ira, Lester, and Mayer, who were waiting for it, but were surprised all the same. I remember the house where I was born. Miss Glacé yanked the curtain open, and there it was, the house, an old hayloft where Celia Cornblow lay in the straw with Cindy Lou, her favorite doll. Ira, Lester, and Maya moved slowly from the wings toward her, sometimes pointing to a moving star, and sometimes ahead to Cindy Lou. It was a long story, and it was a sad story. I carefully pronounced all the words about my lonesome childhood, while little Eddie Braunstein wandered upstage and down with his shepherd's stick looking for sheep. I brought up lonesomeness again, and not being understood at all, except by some woman everybody hated. Eddie was too small for that, and Marty Groff took his place wearing his father's prayer shawl. I announced 12 friends, and half the boys in the 4th grade gathered around Marty, who stood on an orange crate, while my voice harangued. Sorrowful and loud, I declaimed about love and God and man. But because of the terrible deceit of A.B. Stock, we came suddenly to a famous moment. Marty, whose remembering tongue I was, waited at the foot of the cross. He stared desperately at the audience. I groaned, my God, why hast thou forsaken me?" The soldiers, who were sheiks, grabbed poor Marty to pin him up to die, but he wrenched free, turned again to the audience, and spread his arms aloft to show despair and the end. I murmured at the top of my voice, "The rest is silence, but as everyone in this room, in this city, in this world now knows, I shall have life eternal." That night, Celia Cornblow's mother visited our kitchen for a glass of tea.
So, how's the Virgin?
For a man with a daughter, you got a fresh mouth, Abramovich.
Here, have some lemon. It'll sweeten your disposition.
Ah, scheinem Dank.
They debated a little in Yiddish, then fell in a puddle of Russian and Polish. What I understood next was my father, who said,
Still and all, it was certainly a beautiful affair. You have to admit, introducing us to the beliefs of a different culture.
Well, yes. The only thing, though, you know Charlie Toyner, that cute boy in Celia's class? A couple others, too. They got very small parts, or no part at all. In very bad taste, it seemed to me. After all, it's their religion.
What could Mr. Hilton do? They got very small voices. After all, why should they holler? The English language. They know from the beginning by heart. They're blind like angels. You think it's so important they should get into play? Christmas. The whole piece of goods, they own it.
I listened and listened until I couldn't listen anymore. Too sleepy, I climbed out of bed and kneeled. I made a little church out of my hands and said, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Amen." Then I called out, "A gute Nacht, sei so geht, ich will schlafen schon scha." My father said,
Shadi a lion.
I was happy. I fell asleep at once. I had prayed for everybody, my talking family, cousins far away, passers-by, and all the lonesome Christians. I expected to be heard. My voice was certainly the loudest.
The Loudest Voice was written by Grace Paley. The role of Shirley Abramowitz was played by Deborah Zane. Don Robbins was heard as Mr. Abramowitz. Mrs. Abramowitz and the Rabbi's Wife were performed by Sally Francis. Stephen Eldridge played the role of Mr. Hilton. Miss Glacé, Mrs. Cornblow, and Jackie Sauerfeld were all performed by Christine Stevens. Richard Mann was heard as Mr. Bialik, a schoolboy and a neighbor. Live music was performed by the Shakespeare Liberation Front Singers with Don Robbins at the piano. Special thanks to Joan Franklin, Jennifer Romaine, and Henry Sapoznik of the YIVO Institute. The Loudest Voice was adapted for radio and directed by Jeffrey Chandler, assisted by Don Robbins. The producer was Claude F. Live sound effects were by Richard Mann, and the engineer was Dan Fenton. Tim Holcomb was executive producer. This has been a production of the Shakespeare Liberation Front. We thank you for listening and wish you a very happy holiday.